Peace. What's good, guys? It's your boy, Jay. That's me. Let's discuss and talk about Smackdown for February the 10th, 2023. This was a decent show. Some really good bloodline, storyline stuff to go over and digest. So we kicked the show off with Paul Heyman. So he's holding both titles. He gets on the mic and says he's out there to drop a few pearls of wisdom. Heyman says ever since he and Brock Lesnar conquered the Undertaker's streak at WrestleMania, he doesn't offer prediction, he delivers spoilers. Paul says he has a bunch of them tonight. Heyman says the island of relevancy is under attack. On SmackDown, the number one challenger at Elimination Chamber is Sami Zayn. He calls Zayn a psychopathic rebel. Paul says that the first spoiler of the evening is that Sami Zayn's not here tonight. Heyman says Zayn is challenging Roman. Let's be serious. He jokingly then says to imagine Zayn is the undisputed champion, which I do agree 10,000%. Let's just get real here. He then talked about Raw and the Royal Rumble winner Cody Rhodes. He says Rhodes backed him into a corner on Raw. He calls Cody a dumbass. Heyman says it couldn't be more personal. The two titles are not wrestling championships. He calls them the centerpiece of the island of relevancy. It's the plasma that runs through the veins of the bloodline, the reason for their existence. Heyman calls the titles the tribe in which Roman Reigns is the chief. Heyman says Zayn at the Elimination Chamber road to WrestleMania without the two titles, and there's no island of relevancy. There's no bloodline. There's no Paul Heyman, and there's no Roman Reigns. So out of nowhere, Sami Zayn, he has a black hoodie, and he stands behind Heyman. So there are loud Sami chants to break out. Heyman, he's shocked. So Sami extends his arm on the microphone. Heyman gives him the mic. Sami tells Heyman to calm down. He's not going to hurt him. He's nervous, but he won't hurt him. Sami says, but if he wanted to, he would have done it by now. That's a little weird thing that he's talking about the bloodline. But if he wanted to, he would have dropped him like a bag of dirt, and there would be no one to protect him. If this was a month ago, Solo would have been there and hit him with the Samoan spike, or the Usos would have been there. Same thing. They would hit him with a barrage of super kicks, but Heyman's all there by himself, and he thinks that Paul knows why, because they all know that Roman's days as Universal Champion are numbered, and Roman's off the rails, and the walls are closing in. Zayn says that he left the bloodline. Jey walked out on his own. He asked Paul what's next. What would Jimmy do? Will he side with his abusive cousin or his twin brother? I'm like, damn, this is great right here. Great storytelling. He asked what will happen with Solo, even Heyman, the wise man. The way he looks at Roman is a little bit weird, but now now he's here talking about life after Roman Reigns, after the WWE titles are gone. Zayn tells Heyman that he knows that the bloodline's on its way out. Sami tells Heyman he knows that he's in the business of spoilers. And here's one right here. Roman has 8 days left as WWE champion. So Paul wants the mic. Zayn grabs Heyman and hugs him. He tells him to tell Roman he doesn't need to worry about Cody because he's going to be the one to take him down. And then Sami dips out. I love this. Very good, solid promo from both two guys. This was great. This is phenomenal storytelling. And you can see the cracks in the bloodline. You can see it. And I do think after WrestleMania is said and done and is in the books, I do think that we could see Sami Zayn, along with the Usos and Solo, turn on Roman. Especially with Paul's promo earlier, when he mentioned that if there's no championships, there's no Roman Reigns. And he's correct. Because if Roman loses everything, then he no longer has the power to do really anything. So, I do love this. I do. Moving on. First match of the night. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus versus Hit Row. McIntyre and Sheamus win via a bro kick and a claymore for the 1, 2, 3. So, who cares about Hit Row? They suck. I really don't like them at all. They're boring. I have no idea what Triple H brought them back. The Viking Raiders, they appeared next. They had a vignette. They tell Drew and Sheamus that next week is their destiny. We have a backstage segment. Jimmy's on the phone trying to reach Jey, but to no avail. So he says to Jey that tonight's the night, and to give him a call when he gets a chance. Karrion Kross, he's backstage with Scarlett. He says, tonight's four-way is his. Scarlett says he knows what he has to do, and she wants him to hear him say it. He looks at her and he says he's going to make Rey Mysterio suffer. He's going to put him down. Next, Lacey Evans takes on Cameron Harris, a.k.a. Enhancement Talent. So, she wins. Lacey wins via the Cobra Clutch. Who really cares? I don't know what the hell they're doing with Lacey. I do like her still. I think that we can stomach a few more of these, but I feel that we need to put her in a feud with someone, and I don't know who. Maybe Shotzi, I don't know, but damn, we gotta do something with Lacey. I mean, I could stomach at least 2 to 3 more weeks of this, but enough. We've got to get her onto a feud. Seriously. So this is fine for a couple more weeks. But after that, we've got to put her in a feud with somebody. And I just don't know who. So Jimmy, he continues to call Jey. It goes to voicemail. Paul Heyman tells him that he takes it that, Paul Heyman understands that basically that means that Jey can't be reached. Jimmy says he's tried calling him, tried talking to his wife. He sent him an email, he texted him. Jey hadn't responded at all. Heyman tells him that he's out and in the ring, and he was held hostage by Sami Zayn. And no member of the family was out there. He asked where was Jimmy when he needed him. Jimmy says he was trying to call Jey and Solo. Wasn't there. Jimmy tells Heyman that he can defend the titles with him. Heyman's like, no, it's not going to happen. You're going to have to defend him alone. Jimmy says his brother will be there tonight. Okay. Moving on. Sonya Deville, she's backstage arguing with Adam Pearce. And in comes, please get the fuck off my television, Chelsea Green. So She asked him what a SmackDown manager is, and she's going to file a complaint against him. Adam Pearce says that's him. He runs both shows. She says she has facial amnesia and asked if he was discriminated against her. Pearce says that they both want special treatment. They're going to have to earn it. He says they're going to team up tonight and take on both Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. So that leads us into the Usos versus Braun Strowman and Ricochet. So Jimmy's all by himself. But then 2 seconds later, we see Jey walk through the crowd. And I'm happy. I'm like, oh shit, it's about to go down. And this match was fun. I'm talking fun. I enjoyed this. This, to me, was the match of the night. It's so good. There are parts in the match where I thought that they were going to change the titles, especially when Ricochet got on Strowman's shoulders, and did the swanton. I thought it was over then, but thankfully it wasn't. So Jimmy and Jey, they get the win via the Uso splash from Jey. So Jimmy was taken out towards the end of the match. So Ricochet was going for the 630. Jimmy got his knees up. Before then, he tagged in Jey. And then Jey hit the Uso splash. It was beautifully done. Beautifully done. I was like, this is awesome. Really good shit here. Moving on. Rey Mysterio, he's backstage. He got the promo talking about Karrion Kross. He calls him a disgrace. He's also speaking Spanish. Me personally, I don't mind this, but we need subtitles. Seriously, if someone's going to speak in their speak in a foreign language, we always need subtitles. Seriously, come on now, let's get real. Anyway, Natalya, she's out next, and I literally want to ram my head through a damn brick wall as hard as I can, just to knock me out just a little bit, knock me out unconscious. So Natalya, she gets in the ring. She's talking about winning the chamber, which she's not. She calls Shayna Baszler a watered down version of Ronda Rousey. She says that Baszler's going to go back to carrying Ronda's bags. Shayna says she was competing inside the WWE before Ronda. She doesn't need to tell anyone to tell her that she's living in Ronda's shadow. So out comes Ronda. Shayna gets in her face, and then instantly she's about to walk towards Natalya. Shayna stops her, and then they beat down Natalya, which is fucking awesome. Shotzi comes in and attempts to make the save, but to no avail. And Shayna and Ronda beat down Shotzi and Natalya. I'm like, okay, cool. I can rock with that. So Jey, he's backstage walking with by himself. He's around some production trucks, and he sees Sami. So Sami welcomes him back. He tells Jey that he can't imagine what he's going through. He just knows Roman, and that Jey knows him even better. And he can't imagine Roman letting him forget what he did at the Rumble. Sami says it meant the world for him, but they're 8 days away from something huge, something that he knows that Jey wanted to see for a very long time. Zayn tells him that Roman's going down, and that Jey doesn't have to step in. Doesn't have to go down with the ship. Sami mentions a way out for him. He tells Jey that he acknowledges him. And then Sami goes for a fist bump as Jey tells him he better get out of here. And then Jey's looking behind his shoulder and he fist bumps Sami. And I'm like, oh shit. This is absolutely great. I do think that Jey and Sami are going to cost Roman Reigns the titles at Mania with Cody. It makes perfect sense. People have to remember, the bloodline started with Jimmy and Roman. It's going to end with Jimmy. I mean, my bad. It started with Jey and Roman. It's going to end with Jey and Roman. So that was tremendous. I loved it. I loved it. Thought it was amazing. Great stuff. LA Knight. Yeah, dummy. Yeah, dummy. Yeah. So he's backstage. And he's talking to one of the announcers. I think her name is Megan, whatever. He tells her, we haven't seen him since the Rumble. He says, they're not talking about the pitch black match. He said Bray Wyatt's in the past. He wants to talk about the future. The future is LA Knight. He dips out. He was also talking to somebody on the phone. Don't know who. So hopefully we can make LA Knight into something. He's a star. And hopefully we can do something with him. Hopefully. I think so. Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville versus Raquel Rodriguez and Liv Morgan. Raquel and Liv, they win via the Oblivion and the Chocana Bomb. So there's that. I think that Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville, they could kind of work. They really could. So Michael Cole, he had a sit-down interview with Charlotte Flair. He says that 3 years ago she won the Royal Rumble, but Rhea Ripley challenged her. And now Rhea thinks it's her time to shine and rise. Charlotte says that 3 years ago, Rhea chose her because she knew that she was the mountain she had to climb. That beating wasn't, that beating her meant you had to be at the top. She's impressed with Rhea because she was so young. Flair won. Now Rhea's telling them that she's ready and that she hopes that she will be ready. Flair says that 3 years later, she still is saying the same thing. There's levels to this. She said 3 years ago, and she's saying it again. Cole asked if Rhea's on Charlotte's level. Charlotte says it'll take more than 3 years to get to her level. She then said that she taught a lesson 3 years ago, but on April 1st, she'll put Rhea in her place once and for all. Okay, which I doubt. I'm hoping that Rhea does win. I think that Charlotte will put her over because Rhea is over, and this is a different Rhea Ripley. So hopefully that does happen. Now, I don't think that Charlotte and Rhea will main event night one of WrestleMania. I don't see that happening. I think what they're going to end up doing is probably going to be Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos main event night one. You could probably have Charlotte and Rhea as a co-main event. I think that would be fine. Moving on. The main event. The Fatal 4-Way number one contenders match for the Intercontinental Championship. To face Gunther, Rey Mysterio, Karrion Kross, Madcap Moss, and Santos Escobar. So, Madcap Moss surprisingly wins, which is fine with me. So that's pretty cool. That's solid. People have to remember that Kross is a heel Escobar, I guess, is a tweener. The only two baby faces in here are Ray and Madcap. So kudos to Madcap for winning. It's interesting. Him and Walter could do. I mean, my bad. Him and Gunther could do pretty well. So, this is different. It's always good to come up with new, fresh ideas, and it's good that Madcap is getting this chance. And Madcap could be something special. He really could. He looks like a star. He does, and he carries himself as one. But Smackdown overall was okay. It was decent. So on that note, thank you guys for watching. Please hit the like button, comment down below, and I'll catch you guys later. So let me know, what did you guys think of the show? I'm out. Peace.